Hello, loves. It's Josie. And if you are new to my channel, welcome to Eccentric. Now, I'm trying something that I used to do. I used to go live on Facebook and then download it and upload it to YouTube. So we're going to see if this works because, all these changes. I am currently sipping some chai tea. So forgive the sound. I did not feel like being on camera today, but the picture that you see is Ogallala, Nebraska, where I am currently enjoying snow. So, this video in particular is part rant, part mini energy update. See, because I intend to do an energy update for November. But see, November act like it can't wait for its energy update. I particularly want to talk about the next 3 weeks because the next 3 weeks are going to pretty much like culminate the last month and a half of energies. Okay. So if some of you were experiencing ascension symptoms and just paying attention to the obvious craziness, right? It's kind of going to go out with a bang, especially with the full moon on Halloween, which is also an eclipse. So, yeah. Just don't expect, things to kind of like ease up, like if there's this steady easing. No, there's going to be this energy where whatever you thought couldn't get worse gets worse. It's literally like when you start taking antibiotics or if you start treating an illness and it gets worse before it gets better. It's that kind of situation. You could almost call it a healing crisis. Kind of like when you detox, but you do it too hard, too fast, and then your body goes haywire. This is what's going to happen with the collective over the next 3 weeks. Because any last little bit that wasn't released is going to be released, whether you like it or not. We're going to have tower moments. We're going to have these things that trigger us to purge. It's one thing to release. You have the authority, right? And you can release whatever you want to release. And it doesn't have to hurt. It doesn't have to be dramatic. But when the universe has to force it out of you, it becomes a purge. It becomes dramatic. It becomes uncomfortable and all kinds of craziness. Okay. So I always tell y'all that you have this time period before Source has to step in and force situations. There's this time period where you can just, choose how you want this to happen. It's going to happen anyway. Okay. But you have a period where you can choose how you want this to happen. And then if you procrastinate, that's when you hit a brick wall. You know it needs to happen. You know what you need to let go of. You know what you need to change. But if you allow your fear of the unknown to stop you, well, guess what? You're going to hit a brick wall because remember, yes, you're an individual, but we are all connected. Okay? If you believe in the law of one, we are all connected. So it's not that you don't have free will. It's not that you are being punished or anything like that. Eventually, because we're all connected, other people's karma and situations catch up with you when you procrastinate on your own healing, on your own, energetic maintenance. Because you're tied to other people, if you don't do what you need to do on an individual basis, it kind of backs up the system, because whatever you would have done would have sent ripples out into the universe, and it would have affected other people and maybe triggered them to do what they needed to do. But because you didn't do what you needed to do, that never happened. Therefore, whatever they may be going through will hit you. The feedback will come to you continuously until you change the message that you are projecting out. Okay? So if you choose not to, like, for example, if you have a family that's full of misery and you choose to just ignore it and kind of just do what everybody else does in your family instead of changing your behavior. If you got a family full of drug addicts and you decide, well, shit, this is all I've ever known, so I'm going to do it too. Like, I have plenty of excuses to use this as an escape because my whole family does it. If you choose that route, what's going to happen is you're going to continue to broadcast it out for your kids and their kids, and you're going to continue to get hit with it. And when you get hit with it, it feels like guilt, and it feels like more reasons to escape, to use that avenue to escape. And then you're going to basically create this hell for yourself, right? But if you choose to say, you know what? I know I'm surrounded by all of this negative energy that, and all of these people that are making negative choices, but I'm going to try something. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to just attempt to do something different. Even though my whole environment is saying, do this, I'm going to do something different. And it's going to be hard. You don't even know what to expect, but you just took the step to do something different. You start sending out a signal to everybody around you, not just the people that come after you, like your kids and their kids, but you send a signal to everybody around you. It may not change them. They may continue to do what they're doing. But guess what? When you send that signal out to everybody around you, it's not about you changing them. It's about the signal that bounces back and reinforces what you sent out. You're going to get back what you put out, okay, energetically. And even if people don't stop doing what they're doing around you, the least of this whole situation is that they will stop trying to get you to do it. And they will respect where you are, and they will just do them and let you do you. Baby steps. But you got to understand the energetic part of this. It starts with the intention. It starts with the word. And then the action comes, and you build on it. You continue to refine and make that signal stronger. Hey, I may have been born into this life, but I'm not of it. You make it very clear, and all of a sudden, peer pressure disappears because you're just reinforcing yourself. Okay? Right now, we are surrounded by our past. We're surrounded by the future and the present. I know that a lot of people are still having a hard time understanding that time doesn't exist and everything is in the now, and the past, present, and future are all in one single point, right? But now it's in your face. It's all up in your brain. You're having dreams. Old stuff is coming up left and right. New stuff is coming up at the same time. And in the middle, in the present moment, you're so present that you're losing blocks of time to where you don't even know how you got home from your last destination, or how you cleaned up the whole house because it seems like you just woke up. Time is not linear. It is very fluid, right? Especially right now, and it's being felt. Okay. People are like learning or having to learn how to operate in a fluid reality, in a quantum reality, in a reality where the choices are obvious and they're abundant. We're no longer in a reality where things are this way and that's how they've always been and that's how they always will be, where choices were made for us. Now you're literally seeing all the choices before you, and it can be overwhelming. You're in every single moment, you're having all of these experiences and you don't know which one you actually want to express or which timeline you actually want to be on, because you're feeling all of it at once, but you've got to choose. Okay? You've got to choose. We're so used to being in a society that allows authority figures to make choices for ourselves that we are afraid to choose. You've told yourself, you've literally lied to yourself thinking, well, I'm not the expert, or I don't have that degree, or I don't know anything about this, so I'm not going to listen to my intuition. I'm going to just rely on this authority to tell me what's best for me. And this is why everybody is pretty much like headed toward, this whole like prison planet situation, because it worked. The things that these people are doing that want to control everything are working on you because you refuse to learn what it is that they're doing and then use it in a positive way. You need to know what's being used against you and how it's being used against you in order to get it from an inverted position and put it back upright and use it properly or positively. Okay. But if you're scared to even know, if you don't even want to think of it, if you don't even want anything to do with it, then that's the reality that you chose. And there's nothing wrong with it. You can stay there with your authorities and with your prison and with your all of whatever you think are comforts. You can trade your freedom. Go right ahead. But a lot of us are choosing not to. A lot of us are choosing actually making a choice. There is power in choice, okay? The choice itself is very, very powerful. Okay? But if you don't even think you have a choice, that's where you become a victim. You always have a choice. If somebody has a gun to your head, okay? A gun to your head, you actually have a choice. But most people don't think that they have a choice. Even when you have death in your face, you have a choice. You can either choose to surrender, okay, or you can choose to literally die. Because most likely, if somebody has a gun to your head, they want something from you. Even if it's just an apology, even if it's just, something. And some people actually want your life. They want you to die. You see what I mean? Like, I have to use this extreme metaphor because a lot of people still see death as the ultimate end, right? So if you got somebody that has expressed that they want you to die, right? And they got a gun to your head. And all you know is that's what they said, and the gun is the authority to you. Okay, you're afraid of it. Okay. you don't think you have a choice. You're like, fuck it, I'm gonna die. So you just agree with this person. So of course, the energies match. So that end result is gonna be death. But if you have somebody and you are aware and you are coming from a heart space and you are really just one with your connection with source, somebody comes up to you. You may know them, you may not know them. It doesn't matter if it's personal or not, okay? And tells you, I want you to die. And they've got a gun to your head. You're going to pause for the cause. Check your surroundings as much as you can. Because this person, if somebody walks up to you and tells you something, instead of just taking the action, most likely they're not even sure of what they want. And if you're aware enough to notice that, right? If they don't just walk up to you and pull the trigger, then they're not sure what they want. And this is the loophole that gives you that choice. Okay? And then a lot of times in the scenario where they did walk up and just take the action, there was a choice before that ever happened that didn't have anything to do with that particular situation. Your intuition may have told you, don't go to the grocery store today. Feels weird, but you did it anyway. That was a choice you made. So you ended up in a situation that pretty much ended you. We're in a time right now where you have to trust your gut, because you really can't trust the energies being thrown around. You have to trust you. Okay? So there, like I said, hey, there's nothing wrong with listening to authority figures, but it has to be in alignment with you. Okay? I have plenty of professionals that I work with all the time that know better than me what I'm trying to do. But they're not the only ones in that profession. So I have to choose wisely who I work with, because I can't trust some of them. Choose your authority that you align with, but always make sure that that authority aligns with the authority within you. Okay? You're not a victim, but if you want to play one, that's your choice. Okay? Right now, there's a lot of shit happening that people, I don't even know how people cannot see it at this point. But at the same time, I do know, because the tools that they are using against you are still working very well for some people. Repetitiveness is part of the whole situation. When you constantly see the same commercials, the same advertisements, the same marketing, they know that they have to repeat it because they're programming your subconscious mind. Let me tell y'all straight up. When it comes to this global vaccine, when it comes to this global thing, whatever they're doing, the name of the game is that they are pretty much programming the people that they can program, the people that are in fear, and they're reinforcing their army. They can't do shit without you, without your consent. Okay? This is why their tactic is always to pin people against people. They're using the people. So if I decided that I wanted to make everybody live in gingerbread houses all over the world, all I would have to do was create a perfect marketing plan and have phases to it. Okay? And then all I would have to do is repeatedly tell people how great gingerbread houses are and how they can help them. Okay? That's all I had to do. And the people that are easily programmed, who don't follow their own authority, will eat it up. So that when the people who are like, hell no, I don't want to live in a gingerbread house. Those people that speak up, yeah, they speak up. But not only do they have to deal with the authority that started it in the first place, but now they got to deal with the minions, the people that have been programmed by those authorities. This is like seriously a matrix, a whole matrix situation here. It's like agents being produced, okay? And they're freaking multiplying like bacteria in a petri dish. They use people against people. Okay, this is why when people speak the truth, like only certain other people hear it. People that have ears and eyes hear. This is why we tell y'all, don't even try to wake nobody up. Don't try. The best thing you can do is live your best life and be in your power and be in your own divinity, because this is how people are being used. If you ever wonder why things haven't changed or things are getting worse, it's because you're not seeing it from an energetic standpoint. These mean people that you're giving all the power to are being controlled literally by energies, by entities. Okay? They are not even in power like you think they are. They're being controlled. And then they're controlling other people. And even those other people think that they're the boss. They think that they're in control. And it just continues to trickle down. This illusion of I'm in power, I'm control, I'm the authority, I'm right. It's all an illusion. Okay? They need you. And until you realize that you are the actual power, you're not going to change. Until you realize simply not participating or saying no and refusing to consume certain things, until you realize that that is your power, change is not going to happen. Okay? Yes. This is where we get the idea that one person can change the world, because it's true. One person can change the world, and it's because they change themselves. And when you change yourself, you're no longer compatible with the people that you've been around. Therefore, you have to go and find or attract new people that vibe at your same vibration. And then when y'all come together, it sends this huge energetic wave out, and it hits other people. Sometimes the people you left behind miss you so much that they evolve and they start to see. Do you see what I mean? But it all starts with you. Not everybody came here to ascend. Not everybody came here to be good. Everybody has their role that they are playing. And the people that I normally talk to are starseeds, are light workers, are people that are already in their divinity. You know, I'm here to help you navigate these waters. I'm here to help you be okay with living next to someone that doesn't even live in the same reality as you do. And I'm here to help you keep going. I'm here to help you continue to be the example and be okay yourself. We can't worry about those people. We can't try to save anybody. Right now, it's very important that you save yourself. It's so important. Because through saving yourself, other people will save themselves. This is not a let me sacrifice on the behalf of this person. No, this is a let me live my best life and be fulfilled. And maybe people will see it and do the same damn thing, because people do what they see other people do. This is where inspiration comes from. It's not selfish. That's programming. Oh, there's a lot of programming that has to be undone. You've got to change your mind the same way that they changed your mind, through repeated words and thoughts. You've got to program your own subconscious. This is why we have affirmations as a tool. They programmed you. You can reprogram yourself. They showed you exactly what you need to do. This is what made them powerful over you. So therefore, if you do it to yourself and you choose the words that you want to hear and the beliefs that you want, then you can reprogram yourself and get your power back. It's ridiculous, a lot that is not being seen right now. And over the next 3 weeks, a lot of secrets are going to come out on personal levels and on collective levels. There's stuff that y'all haven't seen, y'all haven't been seeing, or didn't want to see, didn't want to believe. You're about to get slapped in the face if you decided that you didn't believe. And this goes both ways, okay? On a personal level, you could have been one of them people that didn't believe COVID exists. And then you catch COVID. And then you turn into one of those people who is like, oh man, this is real. And then on the other hand, you could be one of those people that's telling folks, hey, the government is trying to like vaccinate us and kill us all, right? You could be one of those people and everybody's all like bullshit, whatever. And then they roll out the vaccinations and all of these people die. You see what I mean? Like, it can go either way. It doesn't matter which side you're on because there's really no side. Whatever you may have thought to be true may change over the next 3 weeks. There's something that you may have thought to be either false or true where your perspective is going to be different about it because something that happens. Okay? Whether you think it's good or bad. In the reality that I live in, there is no good or bad. Everything just is. How you use the energy is what affects everybody around you. Everybody has their reasons for doing the things that they do. Some of them may be valid to you. Some of them may not be. But that belongs to that person. It's not okay to do a lot of things. A lot of people believe we came here knowing right from wrong, having what we call empathy and morals and things like that. But we forget that we came into a world where we forget, right? So, and then we come right into programming and trauma and all kinds of stuff that we've got to fight through to remember. So even though we have empathy, it may only be for certain things. It may only be so strong. This is how we get people who do negative things. Okay? They didn't start off that way, but it was helped through a myriad of things. You know, when someone does something bad, a lot of people don't want to look at why they did it. They don't want to look at motives. They just want to sit with the facts. We want to use our emotional intelligence and our logic together. Because two people could do the same thing and one can be praised for it and the other one can be condemned for it. It depends on what the motive is. The next 3 weeks is going to require you to read between the lines to look deeper. So if you are an air sign or a fire sign, you may have some difficulty if you don't have no water placements in your chart. I'm telling y'all right now, if you don't know who you are and if you are not in charge of your life at all, and you listen to everybody else all the time, and you are always asking people, what should I do? What should I do? And you don't even know what you want, you better get it together, because this next 3 weeks is gonna like kind of send you through the ringer. Okay? You know, beliefs are a powerful thing. But understand that the only constant in this universe is change. You know, I haven't met a person yet that can say that that's not true. I haven't had anybody disagree with that part. Even when you think things have stayed the same, there has been change. Even if it looks like it stayed the same on the outside, there has been some kind of change. You can build the best house possible, sturdiest house, but it needs maintenance. And maintenance requires change. Things need to be changed out. Things need to be cleaned. One day it was dirty, one day it was clean. It's not going to just stay the same. Okay? It's very important that everybody understand these things, because my goodness, whatever is coming toward us, this energy, you're going to need to have a hold of your mind, because again, the brain is the tool that is used against you when you choose not to own it. Your soul is the owner of your brain. It's literally like having a pet, or even having a computer. You own your computer. You ask your computer questions, and you also give your computer information. That is the function of your brain, to record and regurgitate information. It is not your higher mind. It's not your higher self. It's not your soul. Okay? So, it's kind of like if you're being hacked. When you allow your environment and people outside of you to think for you and to make choices for you. You're not owning yourself at all. And this is where we get into the conversations out there about sovereignty. That's what it means to be sovereign. You are free of allowing people to make choices for you, allowing people to think for you, and to basically hijack your brain to where you're just some kind of robot doing, like living through someone else, or by the will of someone else. It's like you're turned off. You got to turn yourself on and free yourself. Freedom just happens. It's not something that you go after. You don't go after freedom. It happens naturally the moment that you decide that you are governing your own life, your own body, mind, and spirit. The moment you decide that, freedom will just unfold for you in a physical way. And it may come in the form of people getting mad at you and not wanting to associate with you again because you're acting brand new. You're acting new. They don't want you to act new. They want you to act old. They want you to be the same thing. You know? Computers are not even the same. Technology is so fast in its evolution. So if a computer doesn't stay the same, why the hell do you think that you should be the same person for the rest of your life? If that was really true, then I would still be obsessed with Tweety Bird plushies. I'm just saying. I don't know. It's totally a rant. Totally a rant. But man, like everything, the key to freedom is to take over your own mind and not allow your environment or people around you to govern your mind, your brain that's in your head, okay? Connect on a personal level. Don't go through other organizations, entities, and people. Talk to source yourself, your God, your source, Allah, whatever you want to call it, the source of all creation. Start having those conversations and then sit there and be still and listen. We were not taught to hear. We were taught to ask for a whole bunch of shit. No, sit there and listen. Speak your feelings, speak your heart, and then receive. Practice being a receiver because you're not used to it. You're used to just doing, consuming. Now you got to practice being okay. Practice being in the flow and receiving. That's not easy. I know, but you gotta at least try. You have help, but it can't come until you make that first step. I know that there was something else I wanted to tell y'all, but I mean, like I said, I am doing a November energy update. Oh yeah, when it comes to eccentric, I lost my Instagram. I don't even think I talked about it. I lost my Instagram account for eccentric. I'm kind of tired of fighting with YouTube and Instagram. They tried to age restrict like 1 million cancer videos from 2019. Like, I never had the intention to monetize my YouTube channel. I wasn't out there trying to like get a whole bunch of people. But then when COVID happened, I was like, screw it. They're trying to like make me have to monetize this channel. But my YouTube channel is a service. It is a service to humanity. And there's a lot of changes happening because now my interests have changed. And a lot of us are going through that. We're going through career transitions. There's something that I'm more passionate about right now than seeing private clients and, dealing with YouTube. It doesn't mean that I'm not passionate about spirituality. I am spirituality. I'm like a walking billboard. But I've always done best by just moving like a disciple. Everywhere I go, I'm either teaching or mentoring or doing energy work or something. So it's still happening because I'm out here. I'm traveling, and I'm meeting people. So it happens whether I have a YouTube channel or not. Okay. So I'm going to continue to maintain the channel. I'm going to continue to post energy updates when I can. But I have something else that requires my attention, and it's more important to me right now. And the people that watch my YouTube channel understand this because they're light workers and starseeds. Okay, I am still only one person, and when I'm trying to manifest, I have to focus. So I'm a humanitarian, and I have a humanitarian thing that I'm doing that requires my focus. And I've let go of the idea of eccentric being a business. Eccentric is a service, and it's always been a service. And that's what it's going to be. This is why I blocked out my whole schedule, and I'm not seeing people on a personal level anymore. I'm just going to give y'all the videos. When I'm called to shoot the videos and upload them, I'm just going to do that. So YouTube will be there. You'll get your videos. But I'm out here doing things physically, like in the world with people. I know that there's lockdown. I know that there's COVID and stuff like that. But I don't live in that world. Okay? It's there. I see it. I acknowledge it. But I'm not in it. I'm out here traveling. I'm out here creating, opportunities for not only myself, but other people. You know, that's what I'm passionate about. And that's what I came here to do. So that's what I'm doing. And I suggest you do the same of whatever it is that you want to do. Do you. You want to stay at home? Stay at home. You want to travel? Travel. You know, do what you're passionate about right now, because we're not in an energy where we can ignore our purpose anymore. It's not going to be compatible. Like you're not going to be able to just do what you feel like you have to do. That's not going to work. You know? And those who understand me and feel me, you know what I'm talking about. For the other people, it may be going over your head, but it's okay. We moved into a very fluid and quantum reality. Don't expect to do the old stuff in the new reality. It's not going to work. You got to operate from your new being, okay? I've been telling people a lot lately that you got to go through spirit for everything. You can no longer negate spirit. We used to be able to just be in full ego and just be like, I'm about to get this money. I'm hustling. I'm about to be a millionaire, blah, blah, blah. And you know, stepping on people on the way up and all kinds of stuff. We used to be able to be just rude and mean and not even remotely think about spiritual stuff, religion, nothing. No spiritual foundation. We used to be able to operate that way. Now, we're being brought to our knees if we're being stubborn. Everything that you need, you actually have to use your abilities, your magic. You actually have to be operating in your purpose. You have to be doing something that you have a passion for in order for life to seem like it's okay for you. Because now you can't just be miserable and sacrificial anymore. Because it's going to be so extreme that you won't even be able to function in that reality. You'll get sick immediately and you'll have all kind of problems. It's literally like putting like sugar in the gas tank of a car. So you could try it if you like it, test it out, but it's not going to work. It's just going to be absolutely horrible. And it doesn't matter what density you're in. It doesn't work for any of us anymore. It doesn't matter if you're not choosing to ascend. It's still going to be a hot mess to where you end up just having to be on some kind of government assistance, you know, and you may end up on the timeline where you get the vaccine so that you can get the whatever universal funds that they're trying to roll out or whatever. Like you may end up there because you're steady trying to do shit the old way in a new world. But if that's your path, that's your path. Because a lot of us need to see that happen in order to make sure that we don't go that way. So thank you. You know, a lot of the things that are happening right now, there are people who do learn what not to do by observing people mess up. I'm one of them. So I do appreciate when other people make mistakes. And I'm sure that the same goes for me. When I make mistakes, there's people who learn what not to do. So you got to appreciate both sides of the situation. All sides, because not even just two sides. We're really multifaceted right now. I've been talking too long. I'm going to let y'all go. But look out for that November energy update. I've been taking my notes, so I think is going to be pretty awesome. Oh, and beware of the nausea monster that may come between the 29th and the 31st of October. Y'all might get hit with nausea. Okay, because a lot of y'all are being purged because of what you didn't let go. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, night, evening, morning, loves, and I will talk to you soon.